They'll be calling you a radical. Sorry about that wind in the video, but I'm putting the same video up just without the wind. I didn't realize how you couldn't hear anything. The luxury good of death. We could brand anything as a luxury good. The trading places bet between the two luxury goods. I mean, look. Copper River salmon, is it the best salmon? I don't know, but it's branded that way. Look, I have a lot of family that work in the luxury good business in New York. So people have asked me for years, what are you up to, Kevin? I'm branding myself as a luxury good. So the luxury good of food salmon, nothing like Copper River salmon. And thank you to the Copper River, organization I talked to up there. They're very, they didn't help me, but at least they were friendly. Thank you to the Alaska Wildlife. For the first time, they actually, were nice to me and agree with me. They know it's a catastrophe. This website is marquee. And anybody says tide pools aren't dying, the ocean isn't dying, if I've used genocide, this is the greatest Ph.D. in human history. It's unarguable. Doc Ricketts, Kevin Blanch on freaking Balco, Cannery Row on Balco. Look, as a Ph.D., you hypothesize. What did I hypothesize the day Fukushima happened? That it was going to genocide the Pacific Ocean. You hypothesize, then you spend at least 3 years doing the field work. Right now, first day, it's good. Fukushima's blown, they're all blown, and I didn't even use Fukushima in the early days. I would use Japan. They've all blown. All of them have blown. They've blown all over. They're everywhere. They're all over you. No Smithfield pools. No, this just a completely, all of it's blown. The wind was blowing out North America. So I hypothesized. Then you got to set out and prove the knowledge. You got to create the new knowledge at least 3 years. Not this old peer review bullshit. Let's remember, Doc Ricketts, he was the greatest marine biologist in California history. He didn't have a degree. Does he have degrees now? He better have them at every single one of them, because compare and contrast Doc Ricketts to the marine biologists at Cal Berkeley at San Diego State. All of California, all of them, they're pieces of scum. They're shit. That's a Bugatti to a freaking... But he had Steinbeck. These guys are freaking lapdogs that sit around with their freaking serfdom and suck up. They're scum. The comfortability of life. They've reached the zenith of life. Look at them. Every one of these marine biologists, you look at them. I mean, these are the ugliest, creepiest people I ever seen. So, look, I could go use Geiger counter. I'd walk from Mexico in critical condition to San Francisco in chunks. I showed you freaking tide pools over and over and over. They're empty. Here we go, right here. This is UC Davis. Last year when I'm on my walk, I didn't even know they were doing this. So, I mean, it's unarguable. I mean, more whales washed up dead on the coast in Canada and California in the last 2 years than the previous, probably several hundred combined. It's unarguable. The sardines are 99% collapsed. So the salmon, I said it. You heard it me nausea. I've said it so many times. Look, the escapement is record numbers. The escapement is the little fish that get to ocean. They go for 5 years. I says the 2016 number will be the number. It will tell us everything. We had record escapement in 2011, 2010. Record. You know what the number? Okay, so record numbers. Over the Bonneville last year, the Bonneville number was for the spring season, which ends June 1st. Of course, fish still coming. It doesn't just stop. Hello. But the peak numbers. They had 1.3 million. This is just by number, not weight. This year, they've had 137,000. So let's talk about the luxury good, Copper River. So this is their site. Here's the numbers. And everybody says it's early. It's not that early. The peak day is June 24th or 25th. So peak day. Here on peak day last year, the year before the Fukushima babies were born and out into the sea, 53,000 on the peak day. Peak day this year, 22,800. They were expecting record numbers. It's been written all over, everywhere. Studio halls, concert hall. So here we go. On June 6th, Bobby Kennedy, the greatest day in American history, June 6th. D-Day, as I said, we're going to hit the beach, we're going to hit the beach, we're going to hit the beach on D-Day. As I load this up, it's been exactly how long since I put that video up? 3 years that I put it up. Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win. You think that's a coincidence they close it? So I'll be back in L.A. I'll be in Los Angeles. I get there the 20th, I think. I got to still get me a cheap ticket. You know I rely on crowdfunding. And these people that write shit about me and whatever, they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. That whole Palco story, I'm the only one that knows that whole Palco story. The only one. And by the way, he was not, I mean, he did not have a back injury. He was terminally ill. He knew he was dying. And I can get into that, you know, and he was worth a lot of money. And it's, and this, you know, these guys can tell whatever they want, fucking liars. I'll write a book one day, but, you know, that's fucking nobody's business, really, but it's fucking sad. These fucking rats prey on lies. I mean, what fucking lying scum, fucking slanderous idiots don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. So, that's all you need to know right there. That's it. So, enough said. So, here are the luxury good of food, which I love salmon. I used to. I grew up on an organic farm, which would be termed. My dad was named Digger. Everybody knew my mom and dad as Maggie and Digger. He died of leukemia. He suffered for a long time. Those Marines nuked him in the Nevada test site. So, here's the numbers. June 6, 2013. Copper River. To date, 1,042,596. June 6, 2012, 519,742. June 6, 2010, 657,127. June 6, 2014, 500,559. June 6, 2015, 485,140. June 6, 2016. Any care to guesses? 242,578. You don't think that's a collapse? Oh, that's a fucking collapse. Now let's talk by way. My friend who runs our beautiful fish market here, so I went and talked to him today. I don't eat fish. I grew up with him, went to school. I know he knows his shit. He's run that fish department for 40 years. And so I went in. What about the Copper River? We aren't getting any of the big ones. We got some little teeny things, so I'm talking to people up there. So I called, and I'm calling all over up there. So they call them the kings, which you call them and talk to them, they'll say, well, they're all kings. Sockeye are kings. Yeah, we know. I guess the legal definition, you could still sell Powell River fish, the little teeny sockeyes that they make dog food out of, whatever. I guess you could still sell them. That's not what people are looking for. People are looking at those big, thick cuts, those 28-pounders. So we know, because I talked to the freaking the fish cops up in Alaska. I'm talking to fishermen. The average fish is coming in less than 4 pounds. Less than 4 pounds! These so-called pinks. That's not what freaking Powell River was branded for. So by weight, it's an absolute. Now look, big fish eat little fish. So in the fishing industry, we know, just like every other industry, one guy. What is it, Tri-National, who owns all the fisheries? Big fish eat little fish. They own all of it. They own the tuna. They own all of it. They own all of it. So they've got a bailout 4 years in a row in the budget, by the way. So this is a big deal. Steinbeck on Balco, but the greatest marine biologist in history. As I stood right there at the old Del Monte, right? He was killed. He was killed by the old San Diegan. And she calls me, and I'll be in L.A. So here's the deal. She calls Kevin Blanch, the last San Diegan. The San Opera here. This is a big deal. This is a very big deal. Everybody who's anybody in the anti-nuclear California fight is going to be there. It's going to be a very big deal. Micah Gary has got this guy down there as they tried to dance around this. Sacramento, Boise, and I'm going to try to go to as many as I can, but I got a place staying down. I'm very excited. You know, we'll go back to Laguna Beach, which I've been there many times. I've documented all those typos. You know, Joni and Ray documented. I documented all of them. You know, I'll go look again. But, you know, we found different videos of this old gentleman, these different people. I mean, you can argue all you want. The fuckers are fucking dying. They're almost all dead. You know, more wells washed up. Starving at death sea lions. I'm the first guy to report all of this. Oh, the fucking long before the fucking wash and wasting disease bullshit came out on the starfish. John Kirk and I up in Vancouver, the paddleboard guy. He and I are the ones that originally started doing that work, and I started reporting it. I'm the one that's been original. The starving to death sea lion. No one believed me. I originally, because I was there. I walked it in critical condition. That's what a Ph.D. does. I was working on my Ph.D. when I got, it's going to give you leukemia, it's going to give you leukemia. I'm an OS, de novo AML leukemia survivor. You know how many of those guys are? Like a coelacanth, like an ivory-billed woodpecker. Freaking, they found one. They thought we were extinct. They found one freaking lurking around the coast of California in Vienna, the first protest for 25 years at the IAEA, at the Megan Rice trial, Washington Beach Center, at Y12, that's where I got this tripod, at you know, Eugene, Oregon, talking to the fishermen, walking the entire coast of California, at the USS Reagan, freaking trial, supporting the troops here. At the USS Reagan ship is a sleepover camp, Little League football's there. Freaking Tony Gwynn on Balco. You know, I've been all over, everywhere, you name it. San Francisco, how many times? Point Reyes, you name it. At Livermore on day 1000 on Thanksgiving. Heather and I had Thanksgiving dinner in the room, a bag of freaking nuts from 7-Eleven on Thanksgiving. That's the work that I've done. Early, I'm always early. I'm always all over it early. Like on Wall Street, as I always say, the trend is your friend. This trend ain't our friends. This trend's nobody's friends. This is a big deal. This is a very big deal. You know what an elite good that is? So I told him today, well, it could be like 1939 Chablis, you know, from Paris, you know, from Italy, you know. Ooh, we got a great bottle here of 1986 Ukraine Chablis. We've got a really nice freaking, with a real dark, deep, robust flavor from Livermore. Fukushima 2011. Let's drink it at Davos. Let's have some sake. The freaking dog and pony show goes on. Everything's okay. Nothing to see here, kids. Fucking economy, economy, economy. Everybody stands down. The ring where's Ed Ricketts when we need? Well, he had Steinbeck. Remember, Steinbeck and Ed Ricketts were first, before he became famous in all his great books, they were fighting because of the collapse of the freaking, that's what they were up to. You know, at 800 right there. He was killed right there. I flipped that can behind my freaking back right there. Right there at freaking, that's where he was killed, the last San Diegan. It's the train. He was hit by the train. He was young. He was the greatest marine biologist in freaking, he didn't have a degree. You know, look what he did. You know, where's all the sardines? John Steinbeck, they're in a can. Where's the sardines, Kevin Blanch? We're all in a can now. The artist previously known as Blanch, cancer victim 137, as you've all reached the zenith of life, your comfortability in your glass house. Look at you. Look at every one of these guys on YouTube. And a lot of these rats won't even show their face because, ooh, they'll scare you. You know, creepy, crawler, slanderous rats. You know, they think they're above it all. They ain't above it all. So, these are the numbers. It's a big deal because this is the first group that came back. 5 years, salmon go to sea. This is a big, big deal. You know, the natives up there. The creation story. We landed on this rock by accident. They predicted all this, by the way. You know, long before you even knew what nuclear was. Fracture the biology, your ecology, you know, turn into your fake pseudo de facto. Social, where'd you sleep last night, Kev? I slept in the dead fucking pines with a sun from Fukushima, Japan. Star power coming to North Livermore, Livermore. That's what it says right there. So Livermore took nuclear waste and they tried to create nuclear fission for how long? Here, remember at the University of Utah, right there where I do my work? They supposedly come up in the early 80s, line fucks. Livermore has taken waste from Mox Fueled in number 3s. We sent it over there. We got it back. We got it back, kids. It's where the wind blows. It's where the water flows. It blew up. I reported it blew all of them. Gianni, Fukushima. I didn't report it Fukushima in the early days. I used to call it Japan. All of them blew. And it all fucking went over us. The wind was blowing out for 6 fucking days. Much safer to live in Tokyo than New York, fucking Oregon, Washington. They crash right in it. Obama was flown out of the country and said, oh, it's safe. Everything's okay. Fucking, no worry. Nothing to see here. Fucking stand down. I said 5 years. My hypothesis, and you can go to that infamous video, that 120,000 views that all of a sudden had 11,000. Magic. Hillary's emails. I hypothesized and said that. They're all about to cover up Fukushima. All come to truth. John Holden's email said that Zerk fires in number 4 and blew all over. I said, did they send in to fucking entombment all 32? Did they entombment? No, Obama fucking under the advice, fucking stand down. Everything's okay, right? You seen the participant, I mean, fairy tale, science fiction, economics. So, the Great Pacific Genocide, I hypothesized it. I did the fucking field work. Now, the conclusion, we'll all be dead and gone before the conclusion because TEPCO themselves says we're relying on yet to be developed technology. Maybe in 100 years, maybe in 50, maybe in 200. They just dumped it in the Pacific Ocean at the time. The hottest freaking thing in the history of mankind. This waste is so incredible hot. They don't know where it is. So, I land in Los Angeles. I got to get a cheap plane flight. I got to find one. I need some money. I got to get rounded up and, you know, finish this fight. I think I have a place to stay. And, you know, and then the hearing is on the 22nd. I'll get over to Laguna Beach and do some more work over there. We'll look at those infrastructure pools, but I know what they already are, you know. These people put up these little, it couldn't be nuclear waste because we saw Godzilla. They branded all its fairy tale guy, you know. The nuclear PR firms have turned this into freaking science fiction. This is the hottest freaking evilest waste. Breaking news, breaking news. Fish swim. Breaking news, the bathtub theory, the four gonna tip over theory, the kelp study theory, oh, the slosh theory, all these fucking theories. Let's just crash, rock, and ride net. Let's fucking, you know, it's like you could go take all the pictures you want, show, you know, whatever you want. You could use a Geiger counter, right? I'm an old stats professor. That's called a fucking tiny NSAT. The trend is not your friend. So with a little teeny NSAT with a Geiger counter here and there, it's fucking totally worthless. Totally worthless. You know. Not to mention that these people going with a bias, and anytime they have a bias, fucking they says, oh, we're expecting this before you happen. Just throw the study out. They already got a bias, and we know the Navy has it, and it's been unarguable, it's been documented. Everybody's reporting it. You know, the Pacific Ocean's dying. You can argue what's killing it. You can argue all the fuck you want, fucking Kennedy, Roll, and Balco, Monterey. Remember, originally they were fucking fighting to fucking save the fuck. I mean, sardines clap. The sardines are clapped 99%. All the fishing has been closed for 2 years. It doesn't matter. Just one guy owns it. He owns all the money in the world anyway. They cannibalized that years ago. So the luxury good of fucking death. This is the luxury. Eat up, eat up. I say stay on tuna. Eat up. You know? Oh, you fuckers just want to stop us fishing. Yeah, you dumb motherfuckers. How are you going to fucking fish when there's no fucking fish? That doesn't look like a collapse to you. It looks like the Pacific genocide Kevin Blanch hypothesized, did all the field work for 100 years. There's the conclusion. He was right the whole time. He proved new knowledge? Oh, absolutely. I probably proved the greatest knowledge in human history. And you all go to know about it. Everybody can. Plutonium. If people want to try my academic credentials, all of them, fuck, I'd love to. I'll sit down, I'll blow your fucking mind. In the dirty, I could do the delta formula in my head. I'll blow your fucking mind on all this shit. You know, and nobody's going to give me a chance because I'll eat them alive. I mean, I'm a walking, talking fucking encyclopedia on this. On fucking so many fucking levels. The artist formerly known as fucking Blanch. Cancer inmate 137. America canned. We're all canned. We're all going to get cancer. You know, the cancer rates are off the fucking hook. It's already, I mean, this is concrete hardcore number. June 6, 2013. Bobby, remember Warhol got shot the same fucking day. So we got Bobby Kennedy, we got fucking Warhol shot. Bobby Kennedy, that was the greatest day in American history. That's when the music fucking stopped. You know, it was all over then. You know, 1968, June 6th. I remember I was standing right over here when it happened. My dad's organic farm. I remember when we'd eat, our garden we ate out of was over 20 acres. My mom canned and put up everything. I mean, so, but when we, you know, I used to get so excited when my mom and dad would have, you know, the big thick salmon or the, you know, halibut, and we'd have it once in a while, but it's very fucking sad. This don't fucking bother you. June 6, 2013. 1,042,596. June 6th, 2016, 242,500. And I know for a fact, because I've talked to these guys. And everybody says, oh, it hasn't gone up. He says it just like this. He says all the salmon prices have doubled in the last 3 months. Look at them, they have doubled. And so he says, this is the first year ever. We don't get any of the big ones. We call, as they call the big ones, you know, the kings. Well, by definition, they're all kings, these little teeny Chinooks. I mean, go to the store and look what you're getting. You're getting these little fillets that are that thin, like that. We all know what the Salmon River, they're the big, thick luxury good in the United States. You know, I guess maybe freeze some and you could be paying $20,000 a bite at Davos. You know, so this is the fucking numbers. It's just the fucking way it is. Sorry about that fucking wind. And so I'll be in LA. I'll be at the hearing on the 22nd, you know, and everybody, Gary will be there. You know, Donald's, I'm sure everybody anybody that's going to be there, it's going to be a big deal. They try to dance around it because San Onofre it means everything. I know that. You know, we're going to hit the beach. We're going to hit the beach on the 7th. They shut down. Nobody believed we could ever do that. No one. I'm telling you, that was a major accomplishment. We're going to get that fucking waste off that fucking beach. They ain't burying on that fucking beach. Watch. We're going to get it off there. Let's bring it to fucking Whip. Whip's closed. Caught on fire. We brought the Mox fuel. What about the Mox fuel they sent to Japan? Oh, we got it back. We got it back on fucking the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, 16th, the 17th. Barack Obama is standing in the jet stream of 2011. What do you think was in number 3? This shit blew over. This is billions of fucking Chernobyl. It's the greatest event in human history. It has killed millions of people. I mean, you can go deny all the fuck you want. I proved in the greatest Ph.D. ever done. Doc Blanch, Doc Ricketts on Balco. I mean, I look at the work I did at Monterey. I was so excited to be there. You know, I got to see the new statue, whatever. Ding, 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 ding. The last San Diegan. You know, the greatest fucking marine biologist in California was Doc Ricketts. He didn't have a Ph.D. You know, because he was still doing the work. Well, Greatest PhD in history. I just fucking finished it. I'll finish it up there. That waste has got to fucking go. And we fight on, you know, hypothesis. You can go right back and you can deny my ways, my stuff. Don't fucking matter. But it don't fucking matter. It is what it is. Greatest PhD in fucking human history. I fucking did it. Stand tuned. It's very fucking sad. Very sad. The fucking lying right up in denial. Wow.